Julia Child not only brought French cuisine to the American public, she continues to inspire chefs each and every single day.
That's true. I'm still inspired by her.
Chefs, for your elimination challenge, we want you to take inspiration from Julia's cooking style, as well as some of her favorite dishes. You will make a dish worthy of Julia's legacy. It should truly be an ode to Julia. Today, you'll have 3 hours to prep and cook. Tomorrow, you'll have an additional hour to finish off your dishes on location at the Herb Lyceum. Right now, you have the opportunity to spend some time with Jacques, so ask all the questions you have and soak up all you need to know to do Julia proud.
The challenge today is to create a dish inspired by Julia Child. Most everything you do in the kitchen, it's all gonna come back to the French basics that Julia Child felt so passionate about. So there's no tricks. It's gotta be just very well executed, well seasoned, perfect food. Gregory.
Yes?
I heard that you do a mean impression of Julia Child.
Yeah. Raising the chicken. George, how's it going over there?
Going all right, brother. I'm gonna glaze my carrots, sear really hot in the pan, cook them down with a little bit of chicken stock.
I remember my mother used to have Julia Child's TV show on when I was a kid. And I remember Julia would only like to cook what she liked to eat. And I feel like I'm the same way. So the traditional recipe I'm honoring is braised veal shank with pomme puree, which are mashed potatoes. And I'm using pressure cookers for my veal today.
How the does this work? Oh, it's on wrong.
It's only 3 hours, and I'm worried if I just do a traditional braise in the oven, it's not gonna cook in time.
All right. Melissa, how's it going?
I'm making braised short ribs. It's gonna go with polenta and some nice veggies, keeping it classic. As a kid, seeing someone like Julia be a successful female chef, it was really inspiring for me as a kid. It's very important to me that I stick to traditional French techniques. You know, Julia would never touch a pressure cooker, so I want to braise my short ribs the old-fashioned way. But 3 hours, it's difficult to get a braise tender. It's definitely a risk that I feel I have to take, because that's how Julia would have done it. Just need to keep things simple but delicious.
Oh my God, I'm making coq au vin. I have never made this dish. I never cook with butter.
Gregory, you're cooking bacon and butter?
I'm cooking bacon and butter.
You're embracing the dark side.
Julia loved butter. I gotta pay her proper respects. My style of cuisine is Asian influenced. It's extremely healthy. I definitely never cook with butter, so this is going to be a challenge for me, but after talking with Jacques, it's very important not to mess with the classics. We are burning off the cognac, per Julia's request. Classic French dishes are very challenging because it is all about cooking things properly. So I feel like 3 hours is not enough time to braise short ribs or cook whole roasted foie gras to Jacques Pepin.
Coming up on an hour and 30 minutes, guys.
Hey, what are you making?
Duck à l'orange. I'm pretty sure Julia would love it. This is a modern interpretation of how I would make it. For my duck à l'orange, I'm not going completely classic on this. I'm adding 5 spice to the dish. 5 spice is huge in Chinese culture, and 5 spice and orange really pair well together, so that's gonna be my little twist. Hot, 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 hot.
Hot, come through, hot.
Come on, baby.
How's your meat? Tender?
Yeah. 10 minutes.
I'm checking these short ribs and making sure they're tender, and they're not exactly where I want them to be, and I'm hoping they carry over and that tomorrow I can finish them in the oven.
All right, guys, let's do it.
We're here.
We have 1 hour to finish our Julia Child-inspired dishes. You know, it's not a lot of time, so the first thing I do is reheat my chicken. I realized the final seasonings I added last night have exacerbated overnight, and it's a little acidic and salty. So I'm adding more broth and re-seasoning.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
During this 1 hour cook, I'm making sure that I have all my sauces and my purees, all my vegetables, and my duck cooked.
Hey, how you feeling about the judges table?
It's gonna be scary.
Hi, Gregory.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
I'm very well. I made coq au vin. I actually studied abroad in France, and my host mother, she would make simple dishes like this. So we have very much inspired by Julia Child's recipe, coq au vin, nicely seared chicken, simmer with bacon, cognac, red wine, pearl onions, glazed carrots, and some fabas and some snap peas.
Did your mother in Burgundy put carrot in her coq au vin?
No, chef.
No, okay.
Not at all, chef.
Of course.
It's on the side, chef.
Yeah, yeah.
Traditionally, I think it was the chicken, the mushrooms, and the pearl onions. And the carrots and peas are extra.
I would have separated them to show them they are not really part of the dish. But I mean, that's a small detail. But it's good, well seasoned.
Thanks, chef.
I love this chicken. It's so tender and juicy. It's really delicious.
Well, I happen to love chicken, and I love this dish. I think you've done a nice job.
This is all about solid, good cooking, and I think you've accomplished that.
Thanks, chef.
Thank you, Gregory.
Cheers.
Hello, May.
Hi.
What did you make today?
I made my version of duck à l'orange. So I made a turnip puree, orange puree, as well as glazed vegetables.
And how does yours differ from hers, do you think?
I just added some 5-spice in mine.
This dish took a lot of license. You cooked in the spirit, but used more modern style. I also like that you didn't make the same mistake you made in the lamb a couple of challenges back where you made it too rare. But this is nicely cooked.
Yep.
I like it.
Thank you.
I mean, I love the orange segments in it, and the jus is great as well. Good dish.
Julia and I used to play a game, which was, if you were sentenced to death, what would be your last meal? Very often she would say, duck à l'orange. I'd say done.
Thank you.
Hello, chefs. How are you?
Good. What did you make?
Today you have braised veal with a little pomme puree, some glazed carrots, morel mushrooms, and glazed asparagus.
I like the way you cooked everything separately so the flavors are clean and unto themselves, but then you united them in this big, hearty dish.
And those tastes come together quite well.
Thank you very much.
Every bit of the dish is just nicely taken care of, except the meat. I find the meat to be a tad under-seasoned.
I agree with Tom. The meat needed a little more salt. I love a little more butter in there.
Also, did you let the meat rest in the braise, or did you just take it out and then
I
release?
rested in the sauce.
You did in sauce?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe it could have been cooked 20 minutes longer?
Thank you.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
What did you make?
So what we have here is a red wine braised short rib with brown butter polenta and a garden of vegetables.
What's up with the deep charring?
I did a pretty heavy sear initially to get the flavor into the sauce and glazed it in the oven today.
When you braise it, the top can get dry and darker.
Yeah, it turns the sauce bitter. And I'm picking up a little bitterness in the sauce.
I was expecting maybe the short ribs would be a little bit more unctuous and juicy, and I find mine a little dry.
But Julia would like those string when they are cooked enough.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
good.
what I was going for.
Yes.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi, Dougie.
Hi, guys. Cooks dream of that their whole lives, so I'm very, very excited and very nervous. I whole roasted loaves of foie gras with roasted peaches, some sweet and sour onions, and some hazelnuts. Whenever I think like family style serving like this, I think special occasion, so there's nothing more special than foie gras in my opinion.
How did you roast the foie? You just seared it in...
I seared it and put it in the oven.
How long ago?
About 20 minutes.
It's just over-seared and undercooked.
Yeah.
It's got to be cooked a long time slower and it needs to rest.
The resting is very important, so that because it's very flabby, uncooked inside.
I got a little end piece, which was cooked, and it all tasted really nice.
It's a nice flavor profile of the fruits with the nuts and the rich foie.
It's a good dish, just undercooked the foie. It's a good dish.
Thank you.
What happened?
Undercooked.
Undercooked?
Really?
Yeah, it's hard. Cooking Julia food.
3 hours.
Yeah, you need like a day.